The twin flame journey, often described as the most intense and challenging spiritual connection one can experience, is all about soul growth. It is important to understand that the connection is not about a simple romantic bond, but about the union of two souls that have been destined to come together and evolve spiritually. While the journey can bring joy, love, and profound connection, it also often brings significant moments of challenge, separation, and inner turmoil. These challenges are not signs of failure or signs that the union is not meant to be, but rather they are spiritual catalysts, forces designed to bring both twin flames to their highest and most evolved selves. The divine masculine's withdrawal, a spiritual purpose. When the divine masculine distances himself or goes silent, it can feel like a profound rejection or heartbreak for the divine feminine. It's not uncommon for the divine feminine to feel confused or even abandoned when this happens. The feeling of separation is painful, and in many cases, the divine feminine may interpret this as a lack of love or interest on the part of the divine masculine. However, this could not be further from the truth. The silence or withdrawal is not a reflection of the divine masculine's lack of love or care for the divine feminine. On the contrary, it is an essential aspect of the process. As we mentioned earlier, there is a purpose to the divine masculine's retreat. His decision to step back from the connection is not arbitrary. It is a necessary phase for both souls to undergo individual growth and healing. The divine masculine often needs space to address his own emotional, psychological, and spiritual wounds. Many times he may not be fully aware of these wounds, but his soul is guided to work through them before he can step into the fullness of his role within the union. The process of retreat allows the divine masculine to clear out old patterns, fears, and limiting beliefs that have held him back, often in the form of unhealed trauma, past relationships, or outdated beliefs about love, power, and vulnerability. It's important to note that the divine masculine's actions, while seemingly distant, are purposeful. He is working through his own fears of intimacy, vulnerability, and commitment. This inner work requires time and space, and often the divine masculine is unable to do this work effectively when he is enmeshed in a relationship dynamic with the divine feminine. When he steps away, it is often because he feels the pressure to meet the needs of the connection in ways he is not yet prepared for. He needs to fully reconnect with himself and tap into his own strength and self-awareness before he can return to the divine feminine in a healthy, balanced way. The silence then is not an act of rejection, but an act of self-preservation and growth. It is part of the process of preparing the divine masculine to step into his role as a true counterpart to the divine feminine. He cannot be the partner the divine feminine needs until he has completed his own personal growth and soul work. Just as the divine feminine must work on her inner wounds, the divine masculine must do the same. His soul knows that he cannot offer his full presence, love, or support until he has reconciled these inner conflicts. The divine feminine's role, embracing receptivity and self-love. When the divine masculine pulls away, it creates an opportunity for the divine feminine to focus on her own spiritual path. In the early stages of the journey, it is common for the divine feminine to feel an intense sense of longing and need for the divine masculine. This longing can make it difficult for her to see beyond the desire for union, and she may fall into the trap of chasing or seeking validation from the divine masculine. This phase, while painful, is necessary for the divine feminine to fully step into her power. It teaches her how to embrace her own worth and how to develop a deeper sense of self-love and self-worth. As the divine feminine learns to honor and care for herself, she moves away from the old paradigm of seeking outside validation and begins to understand that her power and strength come from within. The divine masculine's retreat, in this sense, is a gift. It creates the space for the divine feminine to reconnect with herself, to heal her inner wounds, and to strengthen her self-worth. During this period, the divine feminine may find herself coming face to face with old emotional patterns or triggers that she had previously overlooked or ignored. These may include feelings of unworthiness, fears of abandonment, or beliefs about love that are based on past experiences. The divine masculine silence often shines a light on these areas of healing, inviting the divine feminine to release old emotional baggage that no longer serves her highest good. One of the key lessons of the twin flame journey is that the divine feminine must learn to love herself unconditionally. This is not an easy task. Society often teaches women to seek love and validation outside of themselves, to look for someone else to complete them. The twin flame journey turns this idea upside down. The union is not about completing one another, but about finding wholeness within. As the divine feminine embraces her own divine energy, she becomes more magnetic, drawing the divine masculine back to her, not out of need, but from a place of self-sufficiency and spiritual wholeness. This period of self-discovery and healing allows the divine feminine to deepen her understanding of what it means to be truly receptive. Receptivity is not passivity, but an active state of openness and trust. It is about allowing the universe to guide her, to provide her with the lessons and experiences she needs to evolve. The more the divine feminine practices receptivity, the more she taps into her divine flow, allowing life to unfold naturally without force or resistance. The inner union, merging the divine masculine and divine feminine energies. As both the divine masculine and divine feminine go through their individual processes of healing and growth, they also undergo a deep transformation on a spiritual level. The twin flame journey is not just about physical union. It is about the merging of the divine masculine and divine feminine energies within each individual. When both twin flames have integrated these energies within themselves, they become whole. This inner merger creates a sacred balance, where the masculine and feminine aspects of each soul are aligned and harmonized. The divine masculine energy within the divine feminine is the part that allows her to take action, to be strong, assertive, and decisive. It is her inner power and drive. On the other hand, the divine feminine energy within the divine masculine is the part that allows him to be compassionate, receptive, and nurturing. When both twin flames merge these energies within themselves, they become powerful and complete. This inner union is essential before the physical union can manifest. The integration of the divine masculine and divine feminine energies within each soul creates a profound shift. It allows both twins to step into their highest potential and to align with their soul's purpose. Once this inner union occurs, the external union becomes inevitable. This process is not about rushing to come together physically, but about allowing the inner transformation to occur first. Only then will the physical union be grounded in a healthy, balanced, and harmonious way. Divine timing and the flow of the universe. One of the most challenging aspects of the twin flame journey is the concept of divine timing. It is easy to become impatient, especially when one feels that the connection is so strong and undeniable. The soul knows that the union is destined, yet it seems as though obstacles or circumstances continually delay the physical reunion. This is where trust in the divine process becomes essential. The universe operates in cycles, and every step of the twin flame journey happens in its own time. The separation, the silence, the periods of challenge, these are all part of the divine plan. The more the divine feminine can embrace the concept of divine timing and trust that everything is unfolding as it should, the more she will move into a state of peace and alignment. The more she can let go of the need to control or rush the process, the more she will allow the universe to bring the union to fruition when the time is right. The twin flame journey is a spiritual path, and it is important to remember that it is not just about the union with another person. It is about the union with oneself, the discovery of one's own divine essence, and the return to unconditional love. The more the divine feminine and divine masculine focus on their own spiritual growth, the more their paths will naturally align. When they have both reached a place of inner wholeness and balance, the external union will follow, and it will be a union that is grounded in divine love, trust, and mutual respect. Conclusion: trusting the journey. In conclusion, the twin flame journey is one of profound transformation. The divine masculine's withdrawal and silence are not obstacles but essential parts of the process that ultimately assist in the reunion. The silence is a call to both twins to focus on their own inner work, to heal, grow, and integrate the divine energies within. When both the divine masculine and divine feminine have aligned with their highest selves, the union will unfold naturally, not out of desperation, but from a place of mutual love, respect, and spiritual understanding. Trust the journey, trust the process, and most importantly, trust yourself. The love that is meant for you will come when you are ready to receive it. Until then, focus on your own growth, your own healing, and your own divine power. Your union with your twin flame is inevitable, and when the time is right, it will manifest in the most beautiful, divine, and harmonious way.